have started actually the classification, that is fifth number unit, that is we need to start. Okay, so what exactly the classification is? So anybody can give me the answer that what is exactly classification? What do you think about it? Yes, from all the participants. What is the classification is what? We are classifying or we are characterizing the data or grouping the data. Yes. Hello. Yes. Yes, student. Okay, it's audible. Hello. Hello, student. Just give me the acknowledgement, that is it audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So the classification is what? We are mapping or storing the data in a particular given class label. It's called actually the classification is okay. So actually there are two concepts here. First of all, given collection of record, that is we can say that the training set. Okay, and each record contains set of attributes. Yes, in every record having set of attributes are there, and we are storing these attributes in one class. Okay, and there is a class label is given. Okay, this is the main important part. And for classification purpose, we have to make the model here. Okay, so we have to find a model for class attribute as a function of the values of other attributes. Okay, so we are concentrating on these two parts here: how to make the model, what exactly the training data set, what exactly the test data set. These two concepts are very important. Okay, so the test data set test set means what? It is used to determine the accuracy of model. Means we have to make a model using test data set. Okay, or we can say that it is a training data set. According to training data set, we have to make the model, and we are just testing our text data set to given the model. Okay, so what exactly it is, we have to concentrate on next slide. Okay, so just concentrate here. That is this is what one important part here, the classification task. First of all, just focus on this part, that is just concentrate on training set. Okay, so जो training set दिया जाएगा, we are going to training our model or learn that model using learning algorithm and using training data set. Means according to training data set and particular learning algorithm, we have to make the model here. Okay, and this model we are going to apply to the test data set. Okay, for induction purpose we are using training data set, and for deduction purpose we are going to test our test data set in given model here. Okay, so this is the basic concept of the classification. This is the task of classification. That is again I'm repeating here, there are two concepts: training data set and test data set. Okay, so training data set is used to learn the model or creating the model here. Okay, according to that learning algorithm, and we are going to apply the model for testing our test data set. Okay, so according to that we have to perform the classification task here. Okay, fine. So next will be, what are the different examples of classification tasks is? Okay, so these are the different example. For example, this is totally for predicting data set. Okay, so here predicting tumor cells as a benign or malignant, means whether the we have to predict some let's say we can say that the cancer tumor cells we can say as a normal or medium or high. Okay, so according to that we have to predict that data set. So how we are going to do this? Secondly, classifying credit card transaction as legitimate or fraudulent. Okay, means we have to test our data set according to that model, or model we are modify making using test training data set. Okay, this is two different concepts. We have to predict something, means in our model already developed by training data set. Particular machine, जैसे machine learning है, we are going to train our machine. Similarly here in classification हम लोग अपना ट्रेनिंग डेटा सेट से मॉडल डेवलप करेंगे, अल्गोरिदम बनाएंगे, और वो मॉडल का यूज करके हम लोग प्रिडिक्शन करने वाले हैं कि टेस्ट डेटा सेट में उसका आउटपुट क्या रहेगा. Okay, so these are the applications, we can say example of classification task is. Okay, so secondly we can say that the classifying secondary structure of protein as alpha helix or beta sheet or random coil. Means we have to predict given training data set. Okay, so हमें training data set से हमें check करना है कि test data set का result क्या रहेगा. Means we are going to train our model, our system. Firstly, we have to apply different algorithms of it, and then we have to generate, we have to finally give the conclusion or decision according to this model. Okay, so this is the major concept of classification tasks. Okay, so next, this is what, these are the classification technique that yesterday's we have seen, that decision tree method, then rule based method, memory based reasoning, neural network, naive Bayes and Bayesian belief network, support vector machine. Okay, so these are the different technique that we have to concentrate on that. Okay, so basically we have to focus on support vector machine, please, plus a navy Bayes or Bayesian belief network. Okay, so we focused on that part, that is navy Bayesian. Okay, how the navy Bayes classifier is. Okay, so we'll focus on navy Bayes classifier here. Okay, so I hope the recording is started fine. Okay, so now I'm sharing the next string here. Okay, so next important part that I need to quote here. Fine, so this is what the classification techniques are. Now we are going to share the example of navy Bayes classifier. Okay, so now I'm sharing it. The next screen is okay. Fine. Okay. Okay. Fine. Okay. So I need to share the next screen. Okay. So is it visible, dear student? Screen is visible now.
No, ma'am.
Okay. It's not visible. Okay. Fine. I'm going to share second string here. That is we have to focus today. The example is navy Bayes classifier. Okay, so this is very very important concept. Actually in our syllabus it's not given the navy Bayes classifier is. So is it visible, dear student, the
Yes,
PDF
ma'am.
navy Bayes? Okay, so this is very very important. Actually this part is given in data analytics subject, but I am revising this concept here also, because these two subjects are correlated. Okay, so actually in our syllabus directly Bayesian belief network, neural network is given, but we have to focus on navy Bayes classifier. Okay, so what exactly the navy Bayes classifier is? Okay, there are three Bayes author that they have developed the Bayes classifier, that is idiot Bayes, navy Bayes and simple Bayes. Okay, so we need to focus on the Bayes classifier. Okay, so in that mechanism, find out the probability of the previously unseen instance belonging to each class, then simple pick the most probable classes. Okay, so we'll focus on this part here. First, what is Bayes classification? So there are very important part, that is Bayes theorem is given, that is, this is very important, just concentrate. P means probability. How we are going to calculate the probabilities? For example, probability means we are going to predict what is the output of given the instance. Okay, for example, I am tossing the coin here. When I am tossing the coin, there are the two phases, one is head and second is tail. Okay, so if I am tossing the coil, the sample, when I am tossing the coil, there are two only. First time it come tail, second time it come head. Means the probability of head will generate how many times? हेड कितनी बार आएगा जब मैं कॉइन टॉस करेंगे? 1 बाय टोटल नंबर ऑफ इवेंट्स कितने हो गए? 2. मींस 1/2, that is 0.5. So I'm telling you the probability of head occurs 0.5, means what? The half. Okay, so this is the concept of probability here. So here we have to calculate the probability of this thing. Okay, so just concentrate on Bayes theorem here. It's very very important theorem. Okay, so just concentrate here. P, probability of instance D in being in class Cj. Okay, that is what we're trying to compute. We have to compute this value, probability of instance D, okay, of being a class C of J. Means the class label is given, we have to calculate the probability of instance D, that we have to compute here. Okay, second, equal to, the formula is probability of generating instance D in given class C of J. Okay, means what? We can imagine that the being in class C of J causes you have to feature D with some probability. Yes, means we have to calculate these two value here, probability of generating instance D given class C of J. Okay, and the secondly, the into multiplication, the formula Bayes theorem is into P of Cj. C of J means probability of occurrence of class C of J here. Okay, divided by probability of instance D occurring. Okay, so what is the value of probability of C of J means probability of occurrence of class C of J. This is just how frequent the class C of J is in our database. Yes, so we have to calculate the probability of C of J by D means this is a conditional probability equal to probability of D of Cj into probability of C represented as a class name, D is the instance that we need to calculate. Okay, so according to that formula we have to find out the, we are taking one example to solve this example. Okay, so I hope everyone clear the formula of Bayes classifier. Okay, so this is very important. Bayes class theorem is very important. When asking in examination we have to write this properly, then we have to give one example of it. Okay, so here just concentrate in this example here. Just I am quoting, assume that in faint blue color you can highlight, concentrate on this sky blue color. The example is given. Assume that we have two classes. There are two classes, C1 equal to male and C2 equal to female. These two classes are given. Okay, now so we have a person whose sex who we do not know, say Drew or D. We don't know about he is a male or female. We need to find out the gender of this person. Okay, so classifying Drew as a male or female is equivalent to asking it is more probable that Drew is male or female. Okay, when we generate probability of male with respective Drew or probability of female with respective Drew. Okay, so we have to calculate here what is the probability of being called Drew given that you are a male or female. Okay, so according to this theorem we have to generate the formula of probability of male. Male means what? Male is a class with respect to the Drew is an instance equal to probability of Drew with respect to male into probability of male divided by probability of Drew. Means what is that condition here? What is exactly probability? What is the probability of being called Drew given that you are a male? Probability of male means what is the probability of being a male, and probability of Drew means what is the probability of being named as a Drew. Okay, so these value we need to calculate. Okay, so this is a training data set. Actually there are two images. We can say that this is a trained data set. Drew Barrymore, these two images is given in right corner, that is Drew Barrymore and Drew Carey. These two values already stored in our machine, or we can say that it is a trained data set. Okay, already trained kiya gaya hai. These two images we are going to store into our database, or we have already generated the model of Navy Bayes. Okay, so now according to this model we have to find out the given actual problem is that this is our test data set and previously given the training data set. I hope everyone is clear these two concepts. Okay, so we have to find out, this is Officer Drew who arrested me in 1997. Is Officer Drew is a male or female? We have to find out the gender of this person. Okay, so we have a small database with name and their gender. We can use it to apply Bayes rule. Okay, so this is database is given already. The name and gender of this person: Drew male है, Clanunia female, Drew female, then Albedro male. Likewise this database is given. Okay, so according to this formula we have to calculate whether this officer Drew male or female. Actual training data set is already given. We have to test this database with that point. Okay, so according to that we have to calculate the formula here. Okay, now next point, this is our test data set we can say, or we have a small database is given already. According to that we need to check. Fine, so just concentrate here. Okay, so now there are two classes, means we have to calculate two probability here. Probability the Drew with respect to male, probability Drew with respect to female. Okay, so according to that formula we have to calculate this. Okay, so what is the probability here? The what is the probability of being called Drew given the you are a male? Okay, so we need to find out this value. So according to male, how many time Drew is present in our database? Just check here. Drew as a male, just check a count. Drew as one time. I hope Drew and the gender is male is present in only one time. That's why probability of D of C of J means male of Drew 1 divided by how many total number of males are there. This is the probability actually. Okay, so I'm again quoting in yellow color highlighted box here. Probability of male with respect to ड्रू मीन्स हमारे डेटाबेस में ड्रू एज अ मेल करके कितनी बार आया है at one time, because just first record you can check here, that is only one. That's why one divided by how many males are there. Just see in given database how many time it will present. It is present in given database, that is three times. Male, the blue color, that's why the value will be 1 divided by 3 into the next is probability of C of J means the probability of male is present in given whole database. So male कितने बार आया है? The blue color highlighted 1 2 3. The value is what? 3 by total number of records in our database, that is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. That's why the value of probability of uh, class male, or we can say that probability of male being present in our class, that is 3 divided by total number of कितने बार आ चुका है मेल 3 टाइम डिवाइडेड बाय टोटल नंबर ऑफ डेटाबेस में कितने रिकॉर्ड से 8. दैट्स व्हाई 3 by 8. ओके, डिवाइडेड बाय प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ डी. Probability of D means we have to check here the value. We are going to calculate. Just concentrate here. Probability Drew means what is the probability of being named Drew? ओके अभी ड्रू की प्रोबेबिलिटी हम लोगों को कैलकुलेट करनी है. तो ड्रू हमारे पूरे डेटाबेस में कितनी बार आ चुका है. सो ड्रू विल बी 1 2 3 ओनली 3 टाइम and divided by total number of records. So that's why it is 3 by 8. So we are calculating this value. After calculating it, the value will be 0.128 divided by 3 by 8. Okay. So according to that value, we are going to finding out whether it is male or female. जितनी probability कम आएगी उतना हम बोलेंगे what is the particular जो टेस्ट डेटा सेट है वो कौन से बिलोंग करेगा, मतलब दिस ऑफिसर वेदर इट इज मेल और फीमेल. ओके, सो व्हेन वी हैव calculated the probability of male with respect to Drew, we have found all this value. Similarly, we have to calculate the probability of female with respect to Drew here. Okay, so what is the probability of it? So we have to focus on that. So just check in this example the probability of female with respect to Drew here. Okay, now just concentrate here. How many time uh, the female, again probability of Drew with respect to the class female. So how many time Drew with respect to female is present in given database. So just check red color highlight female first second record, that is Fluidia, it's not considered. Drew one time and second due female. Okay, so it is only present two times. That's why the value of probability of Drew with respect to the female class, that is 2 by total number of Drew is present in our database, that is 5 times. Okay, so that's why 2 by 5 into second probability of C of J means probability of female that present into a given database. So no doubt female, how many time it is present? 1 2 3 4 5. So that's why it is 5 by 8. Okay, 8 means total number of records divided by probability of Drew. ड्रू कितनी बार आ चुका है हमारे इसमें, दैट इज ओनली 1 2 3 टाइम डिवाइडेड बाय टोटल नंबर ऑफ record. So value will be 0.2503 by 8. Okay, so after calculating this value, so we are talking about the value officer Drew is more likely to be a female. Why it is female? Why it is female? Because you just concentrate here the given, yes, the officer Drew is what, female, according to their what, according to their which value considering the probability of Drew with respect to male, the probability of Drew with respect to female. Okay, so I hope everyone agree the value which is minimum, that we can say that the particular officer comes under into the which part. We can say that whether it is this training data set is given, whether it is male or female. Okay, so I hope everyone clear this point. So how the navy Bayes classifier is used? Okay, so this example is very good for solving any kind of Bayes theorems. Okay, this is very important part that we have seen here. Okay, so this theorem is very important. So you have to focus on the probability of Bayes theorem is what? Probability of instance D in class C of J equal to the probability of generating instance D given class C of J into probability of occurrence of class C of J divided by probability of distance D occurring. Okay, so this is a formula is very important. So this is the concept of Bayes theorem. Okay, so we have seen this example, and after calculating it we can easily identify that the given officer is what the female is. Okay, so now I hope everyone clear this concept according to what actually we are talking about. Probability always from in 0 and 1, always remember that. Okay, in between 0 and 1 के ऊपर आपकी वैल्यू आ रही थी, it's not calculating the probability, it's a wrong result. Okay, so answer should be 0 into 1. maximum value जिसकी रहेगी वो क्या रहेगा? This particular training data set is belongs to which classes. Okay, so I hope everyone is clear. There is a point is officer Drew is a female. Okay, so I hope everyone clear now. Yes, everybody. Yes, so the next example is given here, then you can easily identify that how we are going to calculate the probability of these instances, and you can write this point into a different form, like whatever you want. You can make your own example and you can represent it. Okay, so according to that, we can find it out whether it is a female or uh, male. Okay, so according to that, different uh, example you can check. So navy bias is a fast and space efficient. Why? We look up the probabilities with a single scan of database and store them into the small table. Yes, single scan of database we are going to store it. Okay, so we have to calculate this probability of all the points. Okay, so navy bias is not a sensitive to relevant features, irrelevant. Why? Because again we can check the second example here. Suppose we are trying to classify the person's gender based on several features including eye color, or for example eye color is completely irrelevant to person gender. Yes, जरूरी नहीं है कि ये पर्टिकुलर कलर हम लोग बोल सकते हैं कि ये मेल से बिलोंग करेगा, सो फीमेल से बिलोंग करेगा. मीन दीज आर द सम पॉइंट्स in navy bias classifier. What they want to say here, that is some part sensitive to some, it navy wise is not sensitive to irrelevant features. Means what? Just concentrate here. If you are talking about the person, several features are there in every person, so we are not taking it as a eye color is completely irrelevant to person gender. Why? Because it's not say that कि brown color का person ladies ही होगा, ladies ही हो सकती है, then black color का क्या हो सकता है, फीमेल ही हो सकता है, मेल ही हो सकता है. इट्स नॉट लाइक दैट. जस्ट गिवन दैट एग्जांपल, जस्ट concentrate, it is almost same. So what we are going to do here, this assume that we have good enough estimate of the probability. So the more data the better. Okay, so more means what? We are not in navy bias classifier, we are not focusing on one or two features, we have to focus on all the features here. Okay, we are not concentrating on only one attribute or two attribute here. Okay, so that's why they said that some of the irrelevant features is not given the proper answer. Okay, so this is a very important part, that is navy bias classifier. You can easily understand that. Okay, so what are the obvious point here? Just focus on this point. There is use in a simple two class problem and two possible values of each example. For my previous example, however, we have an arbitrary number of classes or feature values. Yes, arbitrary number of classes are there, features values are there. What are the problems of it? Okay, so just concentrate here. Navy bias assumes independence of features. Yes, here just concentrate here. If you're checking this table, just concentrate. In navy bias classifier there are different problems. That is, if you're talking about the sex male and female, okay, and again over 6 foot and over 200 pounds, means according to that, this navy bias classifier assumes independence features, mean they are not dependent. We cannot say like that कि ये particular person, ये मेल है तो ये भी फीमेल रहेगा, ये फीमेल है तो ये भी मेल रहेगा. It's not like that. So some of the problems are there in every algorithm. Okay, so what is the solution of it? So we can consider the relationship between the attributes. Okay, this is the problem of navy wise. Okay, so I hope everyone clear that what is the problem of navy wise, and this is what the solution of it. Okay, solution means we can say that, so for example, particular female का gray color क्या is, so similarly male के भी gray color क्या is हो सकते हैं. So we cannot classify this data properly whether it is female or male. Okay, so these are the independent feature actually. Okay, so what is the solution of this problem? Solution of this problem is that we can consider the relationship between these two attributes. Means we have to find out the relationship between these point. Okay, so whether it is male or female, yes it is male but uski कितना weight है, कितना food, these point you can consider here. So we have to find out the relationship between these attributes. Okay, so I hope everyone clear the concept of what navy bias classification is. Okay, so I hope everyone clear, it's more enough to clear the concept of navy bias classifier is. Okay, so these are the different theory you can see. These are again for use for analysis purpose you can consider, but till you have to clear what is the navy bias classifier is, what is the bias theorem is, what are the different problems of navy bias classifier, how to tackle it with, because according to their features we cannot say that we cannot classify the data properly. That's why we have to do some solution of this problem. We have to find out the relationship between this item. So this is very very important part here. Okay, so I hope everyone clear now this point. Yes, everybody is clear now this point, or any doubt till? Yes, please give me the acknowledgement. Yes, student, is it clear to everyone? Any doubt?
No,
Hello.
ma'am.
Okay, so I hope everyone clear the concept of uh, navy bias classifier here. How we are going to classify the data and all. What is the classification is? Any doubt now?
No,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay, so that is the one part of what classification is that we have covered here. That is navy wise classification. Okay, so actually the navy wise classification, uh, we have to give that the this type of question is not asking in data mining, but you should know what is exactly the classification concept is in navy wise classifier. Okay, so what are the problems of navy wise classifier that we have to find out in next algorithm? Okay, so what is the k nearest neighbor algorithm? What are these points we need to concentrate? Okay, so we have seen this classification part, these are the different part we have seen today. Okay, now so the previous lecture we have seen the decision tree. Okay, so I hope everyone clear the decision tree, how we are going to make it, how we are going to find out the entropy, information gain point, and कैसे हम लोगों को उसको calculate करना है. This point is clear to everyone? Yes, otherwise I will repeat this point again. Okay, fine everyone. You stop the recording, Divish. Then this point